What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be Marshall. Now, this one stars Chadwick Boseman as he plays the third iconic public figure in his career, Thurgood Marshall. Yes, he has played Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown in Get On Up, and now Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. Now, I am no history or government expert. I think I made like a D+ in high school, so I'll do my best. But Thurgood Marshall is a part of the NAACP civil rights kind of group, where he is a lawyer whisperer, if you will, and he will go into courtrooms, make sure civil cases are done correctly and not based on discrimination and whatnot. And he was a real proponent moving that forward and really making sure people got the justice they deserved and not based on the color of their skin. And of course, he was the first African-American Supreme Court justice as well. He's one of the most iconic people in history. So I was looking forward to a movie based on this guy's life. Now, I saw the trailer to this movie. I thought, okay, it looks okay. Chadwick Boseman, I am a fan of, with the Marvel movies and whatnot. That's all I've seen so far. But I mean, he's got the charisma. He's got the stout that you would want in a type of person like this. And so I was looking forward to it to see what he could bring to the table, so I could see a little bit more range than Black Panther. And it's a solid movie, so let's get real and break this down. Let's start with the positives first. Now, all the actors on board, whether you have Chadwick Boseman as the main person, Josh Gad as the other lawyer that's with him, or Sterling K. Brown, who's the gentleman up in the courtroom being judged at for rape, and of course you have Kate Hudson accusing him of rape. So it's a good cast, and everyone brings their A game. I really felt like Chadwick Boseman sunk into that role, whether it be just the way he walked into a courtroom or just the way he talked. Like, I felt like he was really sinking into Thurgood Marshall and becoming that person. Also, another person that does a really great job is Sterling K. Brown. Been a huge fan of this guy since last year. Yeah, I know, last year. When he comes out with, the People versus O.J. Simpson, which is ironic because he plays a lawyer on that show, and then, of course, he's on This Is Us, the guy is just a powerhouse actor. He's an emotionally driven actor, and he carries that over into this film. You feel the pain that this guy is suffering. You feel scared for him. You feel everything for him and why he's doing what he's doing. Like, you get it. And the way Sterling K. Brown convinces with his eyes and just really, lets you just come into his soul like that. It's absolutely amazing what this guy can do with facial acting, and he's absolutely wonderful. Josh Gad is serviceable, and Kate Hudson is good as well, but Chadwick Boseman and Sterling K. Brown are definitely the best parts about the movie, and they carry it forward. Speaking of carrying it forward and having this somewhat energy to it, this is an entertaining movie. I know it's weird to say because this movie has very harsh themes of rape and discrimination and some really just tough stuff to watch, but it's a very entertaining courtroom drama. And that's not a bad thing because it keeps the pace moving, whether you want to think about the editing of the film or the cinematography that always has this flowing kind of camera work to it. There's always something moving in this movie, and it's actually one of the easier watches that I've had this year, and it's a very just entertaining watch from start to finish, and I enjoyed watching it as a pure piece of entertainment and a nice piece of lesson that can be learned from in terms of just how bad it was back in the day and what we can do to make sure this doesn't happen again. Negatives. This is where it kind of falters for me, and this is why it's not a great movie, but just a good movie. It's a serviceable movie for sure, but one, like I said, it's an entertaining courtroom drama. It's basically like a very heightened version of a TV show, like a Law and Order episode. It also has this very clean, glossy kind of Disney vibe to it, where it's it just feels so, I don't know, it just feels like a Disney movie. And I know that Open Road doesn't want me to say that because they're the ones, distributing this movie, and maybe that's why they put 3 F words in this movie, and maybe that's why they, had the rape as strong as it was to get their point across and differentiate from a Disney biopic. But it just felt so clean and safe, and I kind of wish they would have took more risk with the movie. Like I said, kind of weird knowing the subject matter, but I think what would benefit from this movie the most is if they took the Thurgood Marshall person and did like a mini series and like focused on all these cases that he was a part of, and one due to his kind of like lawyer whispering into other lawyers' ears on how to turn this case to where the person that they were defending got off on the basis of justice, not on the basis of, you know, their skin color. And so I think this would have been, like I said, a more powerful kind of drama miniseries to see like a mix of the court cases in his home life. Because another problem with this film is that there are scenes of Thurgood Marshall's home life with his wife, or Josh Gad's home life with his wife and stuff, but they're far few in between. It's like they'll show a scene with Thurgood Marshall getting really cozy with his wife. Okay, that's nice. He's a human. But then it'll just, you know, go to the courtroom case again for like another 30, 40 minutes, and then it'll jump back to them for like a couple lines, and they'll go back. And it just seemed like they were interjected to show that he had a life outside, which is fine. There should have been a better balance. So I wish like this would be made into just a mini series instead, or a longer like just TV show rather than a movie, because this isn't really focusing on his life. It's not a cradle to the grave story. It's not really focusing on a large chunk of Thurgood Marshall's life. It's focusing on one of the most pivotal cases in his career besides Brown versus Board of Education, which I kind of wish they would have done that one instead. But you know, this one is very prominent to today's time and discrimination and whatnot. So I get it. I get why they did with this case. It was the first one kind of break him through and really turn the tables on racist pieces of crap, you know, in the South. And so I get why they did it. I want more of a longer biopic. I kind of wish they went the more Malcolm X route. Maybe make it 4 hours long and focus more bigger chunks of his life, show a balance of his home life and what he did and stuff, and show the good and the bad. I don't want to see all glossy, you know, glowy stuff from people's lives. I want to see, like, you know, the harsh realities that they had to go through sometimes, and sometimes they're not perfect people, and I want to see that. So, and another thing that kind of bothered me was that the people in the town that were antagonizing Thurgood Marshall and, of course, Josh Gad's character, they were so over the top with their racist epithets and just actions. Like, it almost seemed like a goofy, over-the-top stereotype. And like I said, I sound terrible saying that, but it was so over the top in just the way they spoke and just the way they acted. I realize it's a different era, but it almost reminded me of, like I said, like a Disney film, like Disney trying their interpretation of racist people in the South, you know, in the 50s and 60s. It's just, I don't know, it seemed over the top. Like, there's a scene in the beginning, it's just like, come here, boy, as he's like chewing on his corncob pipe or whatever it was, and, like, you know, has a shotgun, there's two guys on each side. It's like, it looks like a stereotype, and it's just like, it just doesn't seem realistic at some point. So yeah, that's basically all my my nitpicks. I mean, it's a solid film, don't get me wrong. It's not like a bad film, it's not like a great film. It's just like, it's a good, serviceable rental. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's not going to make my top 10 of the year. It was an enjoyable watch. It was entertaining. Like I said, the performances were really well handled, but I kind of wish they would have did a little bit more with his life, since he was one of the most iconic people in human history. So I'm going to give Marshall a solid B. There you go. So what did you guys think of Marshall, or however you even heard of it? Comment in the place above my face to let me know. And as always, guys, I'm Chase Lee, reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.